What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt Cavill with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. The Destroyer is looking for another trainer after parting ways with Manny Robles, as we all know. And the surprising thing is, he's looking forward or looking into working with Teddy Atlas, of all people, and along with Freddie Roach. But Teddy Atlas was the first mentioned, so I think he's first on the list. So therefore, he is looking into a sit down with Teddy Atlas so they can see how these guys gel together and see if that's possible, if these guys can work together, if he wants Teddy Atlas to train with him. Now, I say surprisingly because Teddy Atlas was one of the guys that blasted Andy Ruiz for being a fat blob. He needs to put the pizza down. He needs to put the burritos down. He needs to put the hamburgers down. He needed to put whatever down that had him gaining all this weight to his performance or hindered his performance on December 7th. A lot of people blasted him. You know, he called him a fat blob. And I was one of the only guys that didn't report that because Andy Ruiz was already roasted enough, people. So I didn't, I read it and I was like, damn, Teddy's going ham. But, it's just surprising that Andy Ruiz, because I know he heard the comments that Teddy Atlas said. I'm just curious to know why he would want to go with Teddy Atlas. Well, maybe it wasn't Andy Ruiz at all. Maybe it was his father. Because his father maybe encouraged him to contact Teddy Atlas for a potential trainer, okay, for his services. And I think he did that because Manny Robles, I feel, is a passive trainer. He's a trainer that, yeah, I'll train you, but I'm not going to run your life to do it. Teddy Atlas is completely opposite. He is an aggressive trainer. He's a throwback trainer. He's he has the tutelage. He is one of those disciples of Customato, okay? Customato is the guy that had his own farm, in upstate New York, where he trained fighters. They ate and they slept boxing, okay? Teddy Atlas came out of that particular generation, okay? So he learned from the best. He has a passion for the sport. He has a love for the sport, right? It's the sport that he loves that he hates so much. Right? Like myself. But probably to the 10th power with Teddy Atlas. Right? So maybe his dad done that. Or maybe Andy done it. Maybe Andy just, hey, let me submit myself to this guy. Now the question is, will they gel together? Will they work right together? And, Andy might think he's ready. Like Mickey Rourke thought he was ready to train with Freddie Roach. And he found out after a couple weeks, this shit ain't for me. So, it's up in the air at this point. Teddy Atlas, of course, like I said, he is very aggressive. So if Andy starts doing something that he doesn't like, he's going to get in Andy's shit. And I think that's when we will find out if these guys are meant to be together or not. Will they work together? Because Teddy Atlas is a guy that will get in his shit, and he's very aggressive. He's brash. So, if he tells Andy something and Andy's like, I don't know, Teddy's gone. Teddy doesn't have to train anymore. In fact, Teddy was retired for the longest until he took on Timothy Bradley, until Timothy Bradley retired. And for the most part, Bradley was doing a good job. They worked together really well. But, Timothy Bradley has his own level of intensity that he brings to any training camp anyway. He's a gym rat. That's Timothy Bradley. So, I don't think he had a problem with it. But someone like Andy Ruiz that does have boxing ability and talent, he just lacks other issues, other things. Those other things may be the reason why they can't work together. Because Teddy Atlas he doesn't deal with slothfulness very easily. He's not that dude. He ain't the one. And I hope, before they waste any of their time, I hope they decipher that before getting into the training camp, right? Because it'll be disastrous if Teddy waits 2 or 3 weeks with this guy, and then they get into it. And then, then he has to start all over and look for another trainer. Me counterpunching this, guys, I think he's better off with Freddie Roach. Why Freddie Roach? Because Freddie Roach has other fighters. Freddie Roach trains to keep himself occupied. He has an illness. Boxing training is his savior, okay? He needs boxing to keep himself motivated. You know what I mean? To stay alive. So he has these guys. He has other co-trainers and assistants or whatnot to help Freddie Roach. And I think Andy can get away with more. But here's the thing. Is where's Andy's mind really? Because if he calls on Teddy Atlas, that tells you like, hey, I really want to erase everything I've been doing and start doing it from scratch, and I'll do whatever you want me to do. If he has that mindset, he may be onto something, but it's up to him. He's going to have to work harder than he ever did, because this is a trainer, unlike Freddie Roach. This is a trainer, Teddy Atlas. He doesn't have other fighters. So he's going to devote all of his time and pour all of his knowledge in training expertise into Andy Ruiz. Okay? So if Andy ain't about that life, don't fuck with Teddy Atlas. You know what I mean? Because Teddy doesn't have time, and he's going to show you right away what's up. That's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think about Andy Ruiz working with Teddy Atlas. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.